Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Whoa. Whoa. Wow.
Damn.
Wow. Again. Whoa. I mean, this is just unprecedented.
Loud ovation for the pointy one. That's awesome.
Yeah, this is this is nice. The last show of the year. We hope everybody had a great Christmas or whatever you celebrate. And this is the last show of 2021. And we're going to hope to make it a good one for you.
Hell yeah. It's going to be
Notice
amazing.
I said hope. I hope we make it a good one.
Yeah, it's going to be a great show. We have a lot to go over, the best of 2021. So strap it on. I mean, strap in, whatever you want to do.
Strap it on, slide it in, whatever.
It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Damn right it is.
How are you feeling? I know you didn't feel so hot earlier today.
Oh man, I woke up this morning. Ellie had a nightmare, so she woke up super early this morning, wanted me to come lay in her bed, and I felt like I had a hangover, and I didn't drink at all last night. I'll make this quick. Something's going on with my neck, and it's like radiating into my head, and every morning I'm waking up with like serious headaches. I hope it's not a tumor, but it's probably about time I go to the doctor and get it looked at. It's been a while since it's been happening, but yeah. And then for a while there, I was feeling like crap, and then the last 4 hours or so, I feel pretty good now. So,
good.
Yeah. How about you? You feeling all right?
I feel great.
You look great.
Thanks, man. I'm rocking my new Pimp Dope shirt.
Yep.
Wore it for the show tonight.
Yeah, that explains the kids in the house, you know?
Mm-hmm. It's great. The looks I get at the gym rocking that, it's a little weird. They flagged my account, so it's all good. All good. All right.
We got to do the particulars, huh?
Yeah, let's get to the particulars. As you all know, if you haven't been here before, I don't know where you've been, but welcome.
Who's Ben?
What's that?
Where you've been?
Where you've been? Become a channel member. Click the join button. And we have the executive producers, the Johnny Beane TV. Here we go. We got Dave Ennis, Vinyl Freak 5150, Mike Neese, Music Therapy Les, Majestic PB&J Kit, Wayno, Positive Flag, Sherman Callahan, Andy Carson, Michael B, Arhabs. Is that like Warlog? Like Warlock? I don't know. Jay,
where are you looking?
The bottom.
Oh, Warlag?
I don't know. The Chad, Lenny Lou and Mary, James Gum, John Moronic, Steve Franklin, Michael Smith.
The captain, everybody, is the captain.
Thomas Santiago, Joe Christian, Jimmy Ray Hawkins, and Steve Carmichael.
Sleeping kids in the house. Steve Carmichael!
If it wasn't for you guys, there would be no Johnny Beane, no Jay, and no Boner Jams.
If it wasn't for all those people listed, we'd start the show sooner.
Absolutely. Check us out on Bookface. Go there, click the button, send some messages. Also join Johnny's Facebook group about Van Halen. If you don't know, Johnny loves Van Halen. If you're not aware of that, check it out. There's a huge group.
Massive.
62,000 people. Damn. Man. That's a great picture. Michael Anthony. There we go.
What getup? If you had to go to the gym dressed in one of those getups right there, Brian, which one would it be? Johnny, can you go back to that picture if you're still at your computer? Not yet. That one. The other one.
I probably have to go with the Sick Boy Michael Anthony shirt.
Johnny, the other one.
Which one?
The one with Van Halen, the group one with all their outfits.
Facebook. We're all over Facebook, you guys.
There we go. Let's see. If I was rocking David Lee Ross, I don't even know what if it's a shirt or if it's like a onesie. So I don't know. If it's a onesie where it's like leggings as well, I probably would rock that.
Johnny, do you know if that's like a what do they call them? Not a scuba diving. What is it? A wetsuit or a dry suit, whatever they are.
On who?
Roth.
On Roth? I think it's just what do you call it?
The shirt.
Leotard? What's the word? It's like it's just like a bodysuit.
Oh, so it is pants as well, right?
It's probably the whole thing. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
You definitely didn't get that at the men's section.
It was the 80s.
Yeah. Yes.
I would rock that leotard with Michael Anthony's scarf whilst doing bench.
Whilst wearing Alex's headband and sunglasses.
And that miserable face.
And the weightlifting belt that looks like he's wearing too.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, that's what I would go with, man.
Anyway, everybody. Do we have any more particulars to go through? Like a big heavyweight fight?
No. Did you see last night's show? Did you check in? Did you tune in?
I tuned in for a bit. I tuned in after the fireworks went off. So I'm not really I guess up to date on exactly what happened. So I don't want to, assume that I know exactly what took place last night, but I heard some fireworks went off. Some M80s were popping. So.
Oh, you're talking about around here.
What show were you talking about? You talking?
I'm talking about last night's 80s metal show with Johnny, Dane, Mancuda,
last night.
Neanderthal. Man, there's been some good TV here lately, Johnny. We've had people snorting pics. Almost had to go to the emergency room. We've had people just excommunicated mid-show. Man, don't mess around.
Hey, man.
It's been crazy around here.
Man, there's some fireworks happening.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. No, as far as last night, it wasn't me.
Johnny, instantly. I didn't do anything.
It wasn't. I'll use this picture. Yeah, it wasn't me. No, we all love Dane, and I think I understand what he was saying, and it's all good. I believe everything was ironed out. He'll be back here Tuesday, is what I heard.
Well, listen, from what I understand, which is very minimal in the whole grand scheme of everything, life included. I understand his response, but I also understand that the reasons that you guys were talking about how to, like, hey, you have a lot of people watching. Why not? I can understand how that can be. Listen, you're trying to help somebody. You're trying to say, hey, we want to help you out too and make money. But if that's not something he wants to do, then he needs to come right out in front and say, listen, you guys can kiss my ass. I'll do things my way. I appreciate your help. I appreciate you trying to, whatever, but I'm doing it my way. And that's it. That would have been the end of it, but hey, we could talk about that maybe Friday night or something.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
We're talking about that shit right now.
Let's get everybody. Where's John? Where's Paul? Where's Dane? Let's get them all in here and ring this thing out, man.
So apparently, from what I've been told, next week on Tuesday, there's going to be a fight between Mancuda and Zim. So everyone, we're going to start putting in bets starting on the New Year's Eve show. Let's see who's going to win, because I think Mancuda is going to whoop some ass.
Well, Mancuda's a big dude, man. I didn't realize how tall he was, but I think Mancuda, he's a gentle dude. I don't think he'd ever want to, get into anything like that, especially if it's not worth it, which I think once everything's aired out and cooler heads prevail, everything is going to be fine, so.
Yeah, but speaking of Friday, I guess we normally do our Talking Van Halen on Fridays. This Friday will be the New Year's Eve show.
Yeah. So what are we doing? Are we doing our show and then going on later? Or are we just going on maybe a little earlier?
I'm thinking just going on. What do we do? 11:30 Eastern. 11:30, and then basically, I mean, whoever shows up, shows up. I mean, I'll be here. I'll be here 11:30 Eastern until
Forever.
Until 3:30 Eastern. Right?
Okay. Come on on.
Yeah. Come on. There you go. Kurt 5150. Come on, man. And everybody's welcome. Everybody's welcome. Jump on. It's the let me make sure I says that's right. Annual. There we go. New Year's Eve show. So this Friday.
The annual New Year's Eve show.
Yeah. And then Saturday night, the next night. So it'll be action packed, and then guitar string change Sunday. Action packed weekend around here.
Yeah.
So there you go. All right, I got to split. I'll see you guys later.
Bye.
Bye.
See ya. Real quick, I have to get to a question before we start tonight's festivities.
Okay.
John Bolware asked, Jay, how is the blue guitar is? I still have the defective one. I don't know if you saw in the thread where Jeannie posted the picture, but FedEx destroyed the guitar. There's a crack in the neck pocket underneath in the body. So Sweetwater is sending me one, a replacement. So I believe they're going to overnight it tomorrow, so I'll have it Friday. So I'll be able to show it off finally. So
awesome.
We'll see how that happens.
I'm so excited to show off my guitar that I've been waiting 18 months to show off. I'll show it off.
Let's wait on that. Let's do that in a little bit.
Okay. And for Kurt 5150, this is my beer for the night. Well, initially, it's a leftover fall beer. I'm drinking out of season. Don't hate me. It's good. It's delicious. All good.
Yep.
All good. All right.
So do you want to tell everybody what we have in store for tonight?
No, I think we're just going to make people wait. Yeah, absolutely. Let's tonight we are going to go over the top 5 albums of 2021 and the top 10 songs of 2021. And maybe talk a little bit about what's coming out next year and what we're excited for and things like that. It will be fun. And also when we start getting into our countdown, our list, we definitely want everyone in the chat to chime in, throw some songs, throw some albums, the best songs, best albums of 2021. So
maybe there's something that flew under the radar that we don't even know about or weren't really paying attention, because it is hard now. It was a lot easier when we were younger, because now so much stuff is coming out that by the time you listen to it, something else is already out, and sometimes things just come out and you don't even know about them. So
yeah,
if there's anything you guys want us to check out,
let us know. It's definitely 2021 has been a great year for music, just because people didn't have much to do in 2020 and early 2021. So a lot of people were writing, working, putting out stuff. So it's been a really good year for music. So I'm excited to talk about it. Hence, that's why we're here, everyone. That's why we're here.
Yep.
Before we go a little further, I know a few people in the chat aren't feeling so hot, especially my mom. So, Mom, hope you're feeling well today. She's got the itis. So,
feel better.
Send some love to my mom, Marianne. And yeah, there we go.
Well, real quick, also, I almost forgot to mention something, since this is the metal show.
Yeah.
I do want to. I want to make this quick because I don't want to start off on a negative, or not a negative, but a sad note. But I'm going to say this anyway. Okay. Everybody knows of my long, I guess, I'll say relationship with Byzantine, but we've been kind of tied together with Byzantine since like 2005, I think it was, when we first toured with those guys. We called it the no attendance tour, because literally there was no attendance at these shows. But we've been pretty close with those guys. I've done their last 3 studio albums, and I'm actually in the middle of mixing their new EP that's coming out in early next year. Anyway, their old drummer Matt Wolf, he passed away a few weeks ago. So I just wanted to kind of send my condolences, our condolences. He was a great guy, great drummer as well. I recorded him on 2 records, and couldn't be a nicer guy. He was one of the first ones when we met the band, right before we played with those guys, the first show. Just comes right up to us and introduces himself, and just super cool, super down to earth guy. So again, condolences and everything to him and his family and the band and everything. So Matt Wolf. All right, let's rock.
There we go.
Rock.
Oh, that's terrible. All right, let's go. You want to start? You want to start with top 5 albums of 2021?
Top 5. I actually numbered mine as well.
Holy crap. Look at you doing your work.
Mm-hmm. I had to do something because I didn't do the top 10 songs. I'm going to let you take that.
All right.
So my top 5. Well, I'm going to give you my 5, then you go 5, then I go 4, right? That's how we're doing it?
Well, I thought we go like 1 for 1.
Yeah. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So for those of you who know anything about me, you know that I'm in some shitty band, and I have to put it on the list. I just have to. So I'm going to put number 5. I could have done number 1, but I didn't want to do that. I would have done it anyway. But because here's the thing, I was trying to find 5 albums that I love this year.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I don't just want to put a band on that I really didn't listen to a lot or something like that. So I was like, you know what? F it. My band came out with a goddamn album this year. I'm putting us on there. I earned that, right? And plus, we're on a few top albums of 21 as well. There's a few publications who have come out with their top, whether it be top 15 or top 20, top 50. We're on a few of those goddamn lists. So you know what? I'm not the only one. So Gizmochi, Omega Collide, number 5 on my top 5 list.
That's awesome.
Yeah, F it, right?
It's a great album.
F it.
Even if you weren't in the band, it'd probably be better. And no, I'm joking. It's amazing.
No, it would. If I wasn't in the band, it would probably be top 5.
It's pretty cool to see that you guys are on a few lists. The end of the year list. That's saying something. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is very cool. Well, I know I probably shouldn't be saying this, but you have a lot to do with that. But that's for another day. Anyway.
Yeah. All good. All right. So Gizmochi, Omega Collide. If you guys are in the chat and you have not listened to it, I don't know what you're doing, but once the show's over, then go check it out.
Yeah.
Great. It's great. All right. So number 5 for me, I'm a big fan of Chevelle, always been, but this album might be their best. It's called Narachias. I have no idea what that means. I don't even think the band knows what that means. It's awesome. It is really good. They really stepped up their game. Joe Barresi produced it. He's actually working with Slipknot now on their new album, which comes out.
The guy is an amazing engineer.
Yeah?
Amazing, yeah.
Have you met him before? Or
No, but I've obviously the work he's done, and then I do watch some of his mix videos. Like he does like mix tip videos on how to like get great low end or bass guitar sounds or do weird things. And I've watched his videos, and I'm like, this guy is he's awesome.
Yeah. So he's been working. I think this is the 3rd straight Chevelle album that he's done.
Mm-hmm.
It's awesome. It's really good. I know the bass player left because the Chevelle, the singer and the drummer are brothers, and the bassist is their brother-in-law, but he's gone. So I'm not sure who the new bassist is, but
does it matter? Does it really matter who the bass player of Chevelle is, right?
Not Chevelle, but depending on the band, right? It would matter, and if they're a big songwriter, but
of course, yeah.
He wasn't, so it doesn't really matter for Chevelle. Yeah. But it is such a good album. I check it out. The singer, his vocals are amazing. It's so good. So number 5 is Neuratius by Chevelle.
All right.
Did you listen to that at all?
No.
Awesome.
I haven't listened. So I know this. There's 2 of them on the list that I know are going to be doubles. This next one, Gojira, Fortitude.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I've mentioned this a few times. They're one of those bands that they have their sound. As soon as you listen to them, you know it's them. Now I have said again that listening to the new album, there are a few parts like hell yeah, but I don't think they really took. How do I say this? I've said it before. There's not really much of a risk on this album. They kind of played it safe with, Anyway, I'm not going to ramble about. I want to talk about the positives.
Okay.
Badass. It's heavy. It sounds like them. It's what you want out of a Gojira record.
Right.
If you're a fan of the band. So there you go. Number 4 on my list.
Any
Could have been higher. Could have been higher.
Could have been higher. Any highlights off of that album? Like any song in particular that really just gives you the feels?
Well, obviously the first track. I don't even know the name of it. And then was it the last song? Usually, I like albums where the first and last songs are like the welcome and hey, we're leaving. We'll see you later. We're going to kick your ass before we go.
Right.
So I think I haven't listened to it in a few months, so I'd have to go back and listen. But I think it was the first and last song. And there was one in the middle that really perked my Johnson up as well. But yeah.
Yeah, the first song is Born for One Thing. Last song is Grind. That song's awesome.
I think that's the one. That was the other one. Yeah.
Like it starts, it's like real heavy and it's got the pick slide, the Gojira slide. Like it's like real heavy. The drums are, it's good. It's really good. Cool. All right. So Jay Hannon's number 4 album, Fortitude by Gojira. So I have that on my list, but that's not number 4. So my number 4 is In the Court of the Dragon by Trivium. If you guys like Trivium, if you like the older stuff, like from Ascendancy, Shogun, stuff like that, this album would be for you. It's really good. To me, it's a lot different than the last few albums that they've done. And it goes a little more older, like an older school feel. And it's really
thrashy.
Cool. So, yeah, it's thrashy. Vocals are great. A lot of screaming. It's heavy. It's real heavy. It's good. I think Trivium is one of those bands that are just getting better with age. Like they're a little more mature. I think they're a little more focused. And as Josh Wilbur said, they're probably the hardest working band out there. So, and it shows. They're really good. Have you checked out that album at all?
No.
Okay.
I have not.
Did obviously you toured with them back during the Ascendancy days. What did you think of that album? Like before you met them, before you shared a bus, anything like that? Did you listen to them prior to? So when you met them, you knew who they were?
Yeah, Jimmy always was a fan, even before I even knew about anything. He was like, "Hey, you got to check this band out. They're young kids and they're playing like thrash metal." And this might be stupid to say, but I was like, I don't know. It's like it was weird to see a young band play that type of stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I get it now. Very cool, but back then I was kind of like, I don't know. Just kind of felt weird about it. Like these young kids playing thrash. It's awesome, But I know they're super talented guys, way better than I could ever be at guitar. So, Corey's an awesome dude.
I know we had Josh on. Have you talked to Josh at all since?
Text here and there. He sent me a picture of his son putting together a whatchamacallit, the Star Wars huge Lego, the AT-AT, the big snow walker thing.
Oh, the AT-AT?
Yeah. Yep.
That's awesome.
So his son was doing it for 2 days, wouldn't let him help him either. Josh was like, I don't buy stuff like this for you so that I can't play with it. I was like, I'm buying you this stuff because I want to play with it.
Absolutely.
So
speaking of that, like with Legos, I want to get the Voltron. You see that? There's like a 500 piece, 600 piece Voltron set.
Jesus.
Hell yeah. I want to get that.
Voltron was so cool.
Hell yeah.
But that was one of those cartoons that, like, it was always just the payoff. You had, like, I never thought Voltron was great until they formed Voltron. And then it was like, hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know? But see, the great thing about when you compare like Voltron to the Transformers, for instance, like when Devastator, you know, when the Constructicons or the Stunticons, whatever, when they'd form and make like Menasor or Devastator, like it still had personality. When Voltron formed, it was nothing. It was just big ass robot, you know, didn't talk, didn't say anything, had the straight ass face, which was cool as hell. Like the look on Voltron's face, it was cool as hell. And obviously the sword was badass. But I don't know. I think that's why I really loved Transformers more than anything ever. Was just, you know, all the personalities of all the now I'm getting crazy. I'm talking about toys. Transformers is the coolest. We had the best toys ever. Transformers trumps every toy ever made, in my opinion. It's so cool.
Yeah. I remember Thundercats as well. So like Thundercats.
I was never a Thundercats fan.
No, like Munro was the shit. Hell yeah.
I don't like Thundercats too much.
No, but like all the like main, you know, the bad guys, the protagonists, they're cool as hell.
Yeah. G.I. Joe, Transformers. You know.
Oh, what was the bad guy in Voltron? Like that, like cat looking dude?
Shit,
you know what I'm talking about?
Forget. Hell yeah, Soundwave. Edwin Crane brings up Soundwave. That might be the cool, especially the voice. Megatron. You know? Awesome, man.
Absolutely. Yeah, you and I've talked about it before. I love Soundwave.
That was my first Transformer because Optimus Prime was sold out, and they had Megatron. Or I'm sorry, they had Soundwave. Megatron was sold out. Starscream. I never saw Starscream in the stores.
Hell yeah, that was mine. I love Starscream.
Yeah, he was never in the stores. I never had Starscream. I had Thundercracker, and who was the other one?
It sounds like a sex move.
The blue and the black Jets. I had them.
Benny and the Jets?
Yeah. Vinny and the Jets, if you're a New York Jets fan. Mm-hmm. All right. What else we got? Whose turn is it now?
I don't know. Munro was the man. Anyway.
You had Trivium for number 4, right?
Yeah, Trivium. What do you got?
So it's my turn.
3. Yeah.
My turn for number 3. I'm going to throw everybody for a loop here. I know this is the metal show, but I'm going to throw a hard rock band in the mix.
Metallica?
We're talking Crazy Licks with Street Lethal. Now, if anybody is a fan of old school 80s hard rock, and you haven't checked out Crazy Licks yet, you gotta. They're one of those bands that it's just, you know, they're not. I know people like to put them in that category of like a Steel Panther or something, which I don't get. You know, I understand the music and the time and stuff, but Steel Panther is more of a. I almost consider it like, you know, I don't want to say making fun of 80s glam and 80s hard rock, but it almost is. It's like a parody, you know. Where you listen to Crazy Licks, and you're like, damn, man, if this came out in 87 or 86, this shit would have been top of the charts, you know? And it's legit. Like you hear it and you're like, yeah, it's got more modern production than they did back then. But the songs and the singer Danny Rex and his voice is just it's awesome. So any hard rockers out there that love the 80s stuff, definitely check out Crazy Licks and the new album Street Lethal. It's got some bangers on it. It's got some bangers.
Yeah, you were pretty pumped for that. So did it disappoint, or you're real happy with it?
I would say there's a few songs on there where I skip. I do, you know, but I'd say like 6 songs out of the, I think 10 10 songs on the album. There, 5 of them are like, hell yeah, you know. So, Crazy Licks, Lixx, Pat Foster, not lips. Crazy Licks.
You would like it, Aunt Patsy. But you're right. Steel Panther does make fun of like the glam and all that stuff. And I saw Steel Panther, and they did a cover of Crazy Train, and the singer was walking around like Ozzy, like all hunched over, decrepit, barely moving.
That's pretty funny.
Like he moved like Mumra, actually, just like all like stiff. And when he sang like that, so it was pretty funny. But, yeah,
I mean, I understand having fun with it, but like I tried to get into Steel Panther, and obviously the musicianship and all that stuff in that band, especially with Satchel. Like he's a ridiculous guitar player, but like I don't listen to that stuff to like listen to Weird Al lyrics and about sex and all that stuff, like over the top.
Yeah,
you know, obviously a lot of that stuff back in the day had those innuendos in it, but I don't know. I kind of take it a little more seriously when I hear that stuff, you know?
Agreed. No, they're real blatant about their stuff.
Yeah.
But they're really cool. I told you I hung out with them, and super nice guy. Satchel is the man. He's a real cool guy.
Yep.
Super humble.
When Botox goes wrong, crazy lips. It's like the porn star thing nowadays. Like they're all getting those big ass, like what are they doing that for? Does anybody find that attractive?
Can you reference a few videos so we can tune in to see that? What are you talking about?
BRAZZERS.com. Yep.
Sounds good. Everyone check that out.
Yep. Crazy licks. And they have some awesome, there's other albums as well. And if anybody knows about the Friday the 13th game that came out, I believe in 2017.
That game's awesome.
Yeah. They did I think 3 songs, or they definitely did 1 song for the game, Jesus. And then they used a couple of the other songs on the album in the game as well. So the song XIII, which is track 2 off of Rough Justice, that song is obviously for the game, and it's an awesome song. So, all right, what's your number 3? What do you got?
Number 3 in the countdown of 2021.
Okay, number 3 for me is Gojira. Fortitude. If you have watched any prior Metal Wednesday episodes, some shows, you will know that I love Gojira. They're amazing. Listen to them probably for the last, 15 years, 15, 16, something like that, like mid 2000s. They're awesome. I love them. I was so excited for this album to come out. In 2020, they came out with a single, just a little appetizer, and it was really good. Another World, and that's the 3rd track off this album, and it's really good. It's not as good to me as some of the earlier stuff, but it's a great album. It really is. And the thing I'm really pumped for with Gojira is they've talked about their next album, what they're going to do. They've already discussed it, and they're like, oh, we're going to be real heavy. We're going to do some more death metal influence stuff. So hell yeah. So yeah, I'm new album Gojira is great. I love them very much, and I wasn't disappointed. So number 3, Fortitude, Gojira.
Yeah, because we found out right before the show that August 2020 was our first show for the Metal Wednesday, and I don't think a show went by without you at least mentioning Gojira at least once. So yeah, there you go.
Absolutely. All right, what do you got for number 2, my man?
Well, number 2, this was an easy choice. It's Mastodon, Hushed and Grim. Again, I think they are the metal band nowadays that, like they're in a category on the by themselves. Like they have their own category.
Right.
Again, another band that sounds like them. No other band sounds like them. As soon as you hear them, you know it's them. So original. And again, another one of those bands, like you mentioned, Trivium, you feel like they're getting better as their career goes on. I think Mastodon is the same thing. They're a metal, I guess they're in the metal category, but they don't have to write metal songs. They can have all this different stuff happen, and you're not mad about it. You know, like if I bought the new Gojira record and there wasn't a lot of like banging stuff on it, I'd be pissed. But you put on Mastodon, it doesn't have to be all, it doesn't have to be all in your face and just grinding and going.
Right.
And that's what I love about Mastodon. Like I said, and the different layers and textures of, different singers. It's awesome stuff. You really can't go wrong with Mastodon.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree.
Yep.
That is also my number 2 album of the year.
The Deuce.
The Double Deuce.
The Double Deuce.
The Hush and Grim. Mastodon, I think, is one of those bands. Like, I've never met a person's like, yeah, I don't like Metallica. They suck. I have not met one person ever.
Johnny Beane doesn't like Metallica.
Nah,
but he's not a metalhead though.
Right.
So you're talking about metal fans, right?
Metal fans are just people in general. Like, I haven't met anyone like, yeah, fuck Metallica. I've never heard that.
Even my dad can tolerate Metallica. He's like, yeah, they obviously, he's not going to put on Battery or Disposable Heroes.
Right.
But when you're talking about like the Black Album, I can have that on, and he's like, these are good songs,
Yeah, and no one's gonna have a problem with the Black Album. So when I'm referencing Metallica is, I have not met one person who's listened to Mastodon and is just like, yeah, they're not that good. I have never heard anyone say that. Mastodon is, to me, they're like the top level of musicianship currently. They're really good. They're just the 2 guitarists, Brent and Bill, so good. They work really well with each other. Braun I have a bromance with Braun. Like, he doesn't know it yet, but I love him so much. I think he's one of the best drummers out there right now. And Troy, great bassist, awesome singer. And they have 3 singers. They have 3 people that sing.
Yep.
What other band has that has that diversity? And you said it too when we talked about this album, that they're not as heavy as they used to be.
And I'm fine with that.
Like Leviathan, Blood Mountain, but they still put out some heavy shit, but they're just evolving. They're so good. And this album is really good. And I'm really happy with how it came out. It's sick. I can't stop listening to it.
Yeah, definitely a good one.
Yeah.
DVD. I always don't know how to say your name. He said, I liked Metallica until Lars cried before Congress. I felt the same. Well, I didn't feel the same. I was pissed as well back then.
Yeah.
Because at the time, my band was trying to get noticed and get our music out there. And at the time I'm thinking, Metallica, that's what you used to do. You were tape trading. You burn. We used to burn CDs, right, of our demos, go to local shows, hand them out. We print off like 100 CDs and hand them out on the line at local shows and stuff like that. And Metallica used to do the same thing. They used to make tapes, cassettes, hand them off, and then hope that those people would make copies and hand them off. So I understand, but Lars, he saw the writing on the wall. And when you look back now, you're like, holy shit, Lars was right. He was right. He knew what was going to, I wouldn't say he knew what was going to happen. He just knew that something's not right here. Like, this is going to go south. And it did. The record industry has never been the same since then. It's just so easy to like share music. And there is no solution,
No, there isn't.
The only solution is streaming. And, for the most part, bands don't make much off of streaming.
No.
Very little. You have to really be in one of those 1A level bands or groups to see a significant amount of money from streaming. Album sales are virtually now.
Yep.
And it's just what is going to happen. That's why it's very difficult for the mid-level bands to tour, to making music, and it like, what am I going to say? Like make it their livelihood. It's very difficult to do that. Whereas back in the day, if you were a mid-level band, you still would sell some CDs and you go out on tour and you'd sell merch. But even ever since, the past decade or so, even like live shows aren't as big as they used to be. It used to be an event going to a concert, even local shows. It used to have people coming to the Chance packing it in to come see our stupid asses back in like the early 2000s,
Sure.
And, a lot of the clubs are either closing. It's a whole different thing. And the music industry, in my opinion, it's not really made for like bands to survive anymore. It's hard. It really is.
Yeah.
So I could go on all day about this. Maybe we could, put together something, and maybe on the next metal show or something like that, we can talk about this type of stuff. Maybe we can get, somebody from another band that is having the same type of has the same type of opinions on stuff, and get their take about what it actually takes to do that.
Sure.
Well, because I know that a lot of bands over the past few years that have signed record contracts, they're actually having to sign away a percentage of their merch as well. Whereas when we went on tour, we paid for our merch out of our own pocket, and that was our money. When we sold merch, that was ours. The record label didn't see a dime of that.
Sure.
They would give us tour support, and the tour support would have to be paid back. But now a lot of that isn't even, bands aren't getting, we were not even a mid-level band. And I'm just going to throw it out there. I remember when we first started touring off the Beane in 2005, we got $20,000 tour support. And goddamn it went fast, especially when we had to go to Europe, almost blew the whole goddamn thing. And not because we were partying, it's just the shit is expensive. So now if bands aren't getting tour support, a band can't afford to go on tour if you're not killing it,
Sure.
So it sucks. It really does.
Well, I think we can reference, let's say, Gizmachi. Earlier in the year, when the album released, you guys were all over Liquid Metal. You were being played pretty frequently. And then every quarter, a check would come in that would need to be split 4 ways.
Yeah.
And it is kind of humbling.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I totally understand what you're saying.
And humbling, another word I like for humbling is taking the wind out of your sails too. It's like, when you put your heart and soul, and anybody that's written music in here or done anything where, you put aside your life and the people that you care about to do something, to put your time and effort and heart into, whether it's music, whether it's anything, running a business, anything that's like that. And when you feel like you put out something or doing something that really is great and you're proud of, and then, I know things take time sometimes and develop and to really see the results. But sometimes, man, when you get, like you just said, and all of a sudden you're like, this isn't really, I thought it was going to be a little more, a little better. Not, I don't say better, but it's a weird thing. It really is.
Yeah.
So.
Agreed.
Yep.
All right.
So.
You ready for the number one?
Wait. Oh yeah. Am I going first or you going first? I'll go.
Oh, yeah.
Now I should have gone over the rules, but
rules.
I mentioned this band a few minutes ago, and they came out with the 30th anniversary of their Metallica, the Black Album, reissue, remastered. This had to be on my list. Obviously, for those of you who know, like the Black Album is my third favorite Metallica album. Justice, Master of Puppets, then the Black Album. But as far as production, I mean, I do like how Justice sounds to me because it just has that something about it where it's just wow, instantly. And the same as the Black Album. The Black Album it's a modern, what would it be called? Like almost like the eighth wonder of the world as far as music production. And maybe I have to put ninth wonder because Andre the Giant was the eighth wonder. But I mean, the Black Album is just, I know it's not. Everybody considers like it's the end of Metallica and stuff like that. But hey, that album took that band and heavy metal to a whole nother audience. And then soon after, grunge killed everything. That's another topic for another show. But I don't know, man. I put the Black Album on, and that thing just crushes. It just blows out. They said it in the DVD video, the DVD. It just blows out the speakers, man. There's something about it, Yes, Bob Rock. Maybe if they had met Bob Metal. But you know what, Brian, I know that you were in the chat when me and Mike Balls were talking about the Black Album, and everybody blames Bob Rock for, well, not everybody, but some people say, what if they had somebody else, a metal producer, produce that album? I don't know. Go back and listen to those demos for the Black Album.
Yep.
They needed a lot of help. And I feel like if it wasn't for Bob Rock, those songs weren't thrash anymore. Even Justice, it has thrash elements, but it's still heavy as shit.
Yeah.
Those songs were fine on the demos. And they virtually recorded And Justice for All, music-wise, how those things were recorded demo. Obviously they re-recorded everything and they, changed little things, but those songs are pretty much recorded as they were written on the demos. The Black Album, no. The Black Album, you listen to those demos and you're like, whoa. I feel like if Bob Rock wasn't the producer, if they would have just been left to their own devices, because Fleming Rasmussen, he even admits it, he really didn't produce Ride the Lightning, Master of Puppets, Justice for All. That was Lars and James. And obviously, I think Cliff had a lot to do with Ride the Lightning and Master. But the Black Album, I don't think would have been great, even good, if it wasn't for Bob Rock. So that's my opinion about things. Again, if you disagree with me, that's fine. I'm fine with disagreement, but listen to those demos for those songs. They're not that good. I feel like Bob Rock helped, especially with the tempos. Listen to Sad But True, for instance. Sad But True, you listen to the demo of that, you're like, the hell is this? This song sucks. But Bob Rock slowed that down, made it sludgy, and it's just, yeah.
Didn't he make him tune down for that song as well? Because everything they were doing with me. Yeah.
Yep.
Kurt 5150, is that true? You're here. I know you are. But Metallica 30th anniversary is your number one album of the year.
It is
kind of cheating. I'm really disappointed in you. Everyone in the chat, tell Jay how disappointed you are.
Dude, it's the biggest metal album ever, and it's one of the biggest albums ever. Like, what is it? It's like top 5 or something, or top 7 like albums like sold ever.
Yep.
It's outstanding.
It is.
It's heavy metal. Yes, Jesus Rapesme says Lars was fighting Bob Rock the whole time. Took him some time to realize he was helping the band. Bob Rock, he talks about that. He said it. I think he said something about it might have taken like, what did he say? 6 months or 3 months for the band to kind of open up and feel comfortable, where he thought that the band was comfortable around him and like would be open to, criticism. You know, because
Right.
he's not one of those guys that goes in there. He's not a yes man producer. You know, he's in there to tell you like, hey, this isn't good enough. And I think that's what a lot of bands need is somebody, especially a band that's had their apex and had their moment. When now making music isn't number one for those guys anymore.
Mhm.
I think they need somebody to get in there and say, hey, these songs they're okay,
Right.
but you need to really let's hone in on these things and make them great. So the Black Album for me is my album of the year. For the second time.
30 years later, number one again.
Yep.
All right. For me. Okay. My number one album of the year is Omega Collide.
Stop.
It is. And I'll tell you reasons why. First of all, you'll never pat yourself on the back, but your guitar work in this album is sick. So everyone, please make sure you check it out. And at some point, for me, if I ever made you laugh, if you agree with anything I've ever said, please send Jay a message and just let him know how awesome his guitar work was on this album. His solos are great. Also, my favorite solo of all time by Jay is off of the not Winter, but the second track. The end of the song. What's that?
Is it Broken Ends you're talking about? No.
Yeah.
Oh, Paradox.
Yeah. So the end of Paradox. You want to play that solo real fast for us?
What solo is it?
The one at the end that goes. It's super fast and real hard.
Yeah, well,
I don't know if you have
I have quick trivia about that. I recorded that solo back in 2000, either 6 or 7, when we were writing the song. Right when I was writing the solos for a lot of that stuff, I recorded that solo, and it was with my old Pod XT, the red kidney thing, right? And when it came time for me to record all the solos, I tried for 2 or 3 days to get that solo to sound as good as the original way I played it. It just wasn't happening. So I was after a while, I was just like, F it. It's good the way I played it, right? Why am I killing myself to relearn this thing and to try to play it as good as I played it, 13 or 14 years ago? I was like, screw it. I'll just leave the other one on. So that solo that you're talking about, that solo was recorded either in probably I think 07, maybe 06, whatever it was.
That solo is the shit. I love it. I can't play that.
It's harmonized too. That's the tricky part. That wait, hold on. You talking about I don't even know if I know the notes anymore. Whatever the string skipping. It's a Petrucci-esque lick, and it's not easy. I can't even remember how to friggin' play it. I don't know. I'm not going to embarrass myself. I'll try to learn one part of it for next month if I can remember.
Sure. And when we get to top songs of the year, there'll be some Gizmachi in there as well. So I'll just keep it brief on this. But the album, and I'm not saying this because you're my friend and you're my family and things like that. It's really good. It's like, because I would tell you if it sucked, if I wasn't happy with it, or or I would talk to Jimmy about it. It's really good, and it's definitely a great next step off of the imbuing. And I don't know, I'm really happy with how it came out, and I know you are too. So that's my album of the year. Just also to being a part of it over the last, let's say, 10 years, talking with you about it, and you're like, all right, I'm working on the solo. What do you think of this? And you would send me clips, and I'm like, yeah, that's cool. Or I'd be like, hey, Jay, why don't you use that? You're like, no, go fuck yourself. I'm like, oh, okay. But just being involved from, it was just cool to see it progress. And then all the challenges that you guys had, and to finally have it come out was awesome. So
and you're on the record album. And you're on the record. 2 songs, right?
Yeah, that's why we're going to get into the song part. And then we'll talk about that a little more. So yeah, number 1 album of the year, Omega Collide, by the one and only Gizmachi. So
Thank you.
Yes.
That's very nice of you.
Yeah.
All right, so that $20 I spent came in real handy. What would have been your number one if I didn't pay you off for this?
So if there was no Omega Collide this year, I'd probably have to say it would have been in between Mastodon and Gojira. But I think Mastodon's album is just at such another level that it has to be Mastodon.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not taking anything away from Gojira at all. It's just that Mastodon album is that good. So
Yep.
So and then I know before we go into the songs and stuff, I'm going to show my guitar that I've been excited to show everyone for the last 18 months. But before I do that, Jay, you want to do a roll call, see who's here?
Oh man, whoa. How soon we forget. All right, let's see. If anybody wants me to read their name, say hi real quick in the chat. Or, whatever. Type something in the chat, even if you just write something. Because we don't have many people commenting. We have 55 watching right now, which is pretty good. I'm not gonna I'm happy with that right now. Oh, what happened? So we got Boner Jams, Wayno, we got Randy Price, says the F word, Mark Graves. Oh, come on, man. All right, hold on. We do the participants part. We got All Dave, All Night, Boner Jams, Browns fan, Edwin Crane, my beautiful wife Jeannie says, Johnny Beane, Kurt 5150. Thanks for the bruise. Leo Safko, Mark Graves, Megatod 707. Randy Price, Symmetry, Space Farce is here. Steve Thompson, Wayno, hey now. Nightbot, Leo Safko. And is there anybody else? Anybody else?
My man, Steve Thompson.
Steve Thompson. And anybody else in the chat that we're missing? We got Lawrence Christensen. Hello there. Hey now. Hey now. Hey now. And everybody else. You just missed our top 5 albums of the year.
So
we'll do a recap after Brian shows his guitar off. We'll just run down. We're not going to talk about them. We'll just give the list real quick.
Yeah.
And Talk is here as well. And Brian Long, what's up, hosers? Take off, eh? All right, let's see what you got. Now, Brian, this guitar was ordered when?
This guitar was ordered, I think it was June of 2020, right?
June of 2020. Okay.
So, due to the pandemic, we basically had to wait until May of 2021 to actually receive it.
Which is fine. Hey.
Yeah, like it is what it is, right?
It is what it is, right? Yep.
So I get it. Real excited, pumped about it. How it looks, feels great because this is my second Jazzmaster. And if you guys don't know, Jim Root is my favorite guitarist ever.
Besides Jay Hannon.
And Dimebag Darrell and a few others. But anyway, I love Jim Root, and his Jazzmaster is amazing.
You got the black one when you got the black one a few years ago, right?
Yeah, I think it was 2017. I got the black one.
Yep.
And the black one is my favorite guitar, hands down. It's perfect. It sounds great. And so I was really excited when Jim Root came out with this one. So I was like, all right, I'm going to get this as well. So I got this in May. And when I first plugged it in, I played it for like 2 minutes and I sent Jay a video. I'm like, hey, Jay, I think there's something wrong.
Is this normal?
So when I'm playing it, it would squeal, and I wasn't doing it. It would just make a weird
Dimebag Darrell on your guitar like the whole time.
Yeah, it was terrible, and I was like, "Oh, there must be something wrong." You know, I don't know what can I do. And I think you showed it on the Friday night show, and Johnny said something like about the pickup. It has to be repotted, or there was some issue, and I was like, repotted, like planting it. Anyway. Brought it Guitar Center. I called them. They work with Fender. They're like, yeah, bring it in. Brought it to them. And they're like, yeah, you need a new pickup. I'm like, all right. This is Memorial Day weekend, mind you. And then for the last 5 months, I would follow up. I'm like, hey, anything going on? Are they gonna send a new pickup? EMG. And they're like, yeah, we're still waiting. We haven't heard anything from Fender. I'm like, do you need me just to go and buy it from EMG and I'll send it to you? And they're like, no. Okay. Bring the story to like early.
There's probably a reason for that. If you were to, and I don't want to cut you off, but if you were to bring your own pickup or buy one from them and they put it in, I believe your warranty is null and void.
Okay. Well, that would make sense.
If it came down to it, if you want to get down to brass tacks. So anyway.
And then fast forward to like mid-November, I get a call from Guitar Center and they're like, breaking news. I was like, what's going on? They're like, Fender is sending you a brand new guitar. I'm like, they can't just send a new pickup? So they're going to send me a brand new guitar. And here it is. So it came in. They set it up for me. Feels great. And I love it. It's awesome. And the one thing that I found interesting, if we can focus on the pickups here, right? So this guitar does not sound like the black Jazzmaster I have. It does and it doesn't. Like it feels the same. The weight's the same. The neck is very similar. Feels great. I love it. And it sounds good.
Well, you're playing it through a crate, so I don't know what you're talking about.
What's that?
So you're playing it through a crate. So
well, actually, I was going to say about Steve Thompson. My friend Steve Thompson in the chat, that was his crate that I bought off him when I think we were 18 or 19 years old.
Oh, because he asked where you got it from, and I said from the garbage.
Oh, you said it to Steve?
Steve, I had this. See that head, right? The head that you're talking about, the one that you owned and gave to Brian. I had that same exact head. So I'm who am I talking crap about, right?
So Steve, I think he either needed money for the strip club that night, or I forgot what the reason was. I don't remember, Steve, but I bought it and I've had it ever since. But soon I'll have something different, which I'm really excited for.
Yeah, I'll find out tomorrow about that because it was supposed to be the ETA I got was before Christmas. So
should we tell everyone about that, or should we just wait and just
that's up to you. You're getting it. It's up to you.
You tell them about it. You tell them. I'm just so excited. I don't even want to talk about it.
All right. Well, Brian has ordered a the Neural DSP. How's it called again?
Quad Cortex.
The Quad Cortex, as well as a powered cabinet. So Brian is gonna back in that corner. I'm assuming, right? You'll have a powered guitar cabinet and the whatchamacallit, the Quad Cortex.
Yeah. So Steve, if you need your crate back, I've held on to it for the last 20 years. I have no problem giving it back to you, my man. So
there you go.
There we go. It all comes back full circle.
Mm-hmm.
But real quick, I want to play through the crate, but I want to play the low end, and I want to get my other one, and so you can. I don't know if you'll be able to hear the difference. But,
maybe, probably not, but you can try.
Yeah.
Just give some chug, man. Just give some chug.
So it sounds good, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me get the black one. All right. This is my baby right here.
It's hard to tell the difference over here, man.
Really?
Yeah.
I can the growl is just it's more, and the pickups are, what did you say? They're closed pickups compared to the open.
Well, no. Well, they're different pickups. Those are the EMG, whatever. But in the white one, has his signature pickups.
Right.
So.
But yeah, this is my baby. I love it. Okay, that's it. That's all. That's done. All right. I'm gonna put this back.
Steve Carmichael says, got my Colonel's order today. Mentioned Johnny and Jay in the order notes, but didn't get any extras. I'm fat and don't need extras, but you might want to check to see if they're still doing that. What might have happened, and I can check, Steve. I don't mind doing that. He's a good buddy of mine. I know they had a lot of holiday help because they had like the busiest online year ever, especially at Christmas time. So I know they were nights where they had, people in there over like during the nighttime filling orders and stuff like that. So I'm guessing, and I can find out, and I can probably have them send you some extras if you need, if that's fine. But I'm guessing that's probably what happened. There were so many orders, and somebody, one of the kids or something they had in there filling the orders probably didn't know or didn't see it or something like that. So that can probably be the reason. So yeah, so I know they had like college kids or high school kids, probably college kids helping out. So that could probably be the reason. But I can mention it and see what can be done. So there you go.
Cool.
Yep. You got that Colonel still, or did you guys destroy it already?
Dude, that stuff is crack.
Dude, all by myself. Crushed it.
Yeah, you got me the cashews. I'm trying to watch my growth figure. I'm really working out a lot, watching what I'm eating, and that doesn't help me, Jay.
No,
it is.
Dude, it's so good.
It is so good. It's like, I don't know, the popcorn's amazing. I know it's got a lot of butter because it's like so rich, but also it has cocaine infused in the kernels, which
it's got
is super addicting. So
it's got it.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then real quick, getting to my next beer. This is from Paddle Creek. It's called Lovely and Kind. It's from my boy Kurt 5150, who's like to know what I'm drinking. So
Lovely and Kind. What does it taste like? Flowers?
It tastes like flowers. No, it's a dry hopped pale ale. It's really good. It's smooth. It's not super heavy. It's 5.5% alcohol. It's good. It's nice, chill beer. Jeannie would like it. You would hate it. So.
Yes. Edwin Crane says, thoughts on the Evertune Bridge. I have never played one. Maybe there will be a time where I'd buy a guitar or own a guitar with an Evertune just for recording purposes. But every one of my guitars, except for the micro Paul Gilbert model that I bought for Ellie, or that me and Jeannie bought for Ellie or Killian, whoever wants to play it, I have to have a floating bridge on there, whether a Floyd Rose or an Edge or a Low Pro Edge, the Ibanez guitars. That's my playing. It feels right to me. And I just feel like it's an extra element, even if you don't use it. You take the bar off, you can block them, you can do whatever you can do to not use it. But for me, I love it. I love using them.
Why would you block it though?
I don't know. I mean, I know that for instance, Mike Balls, the other guitar player from Gizmochi, his blue Ibanez RG that he got in 05. 05, yeah, 05. He blocked that one. So because I know back in the day there wasn't as many, nowadays any guitar company will have a certain line of guitars with finishes that has a trem, and they'll have the same line of guitars maybe with some different finishes that don't have a trem.
Right.
Back 15 X years ago, there really wasn't that, I guess as many options. So if you really like the guitar, you're like, all right, well, I don't use a trem, I'll just block it. So,
yep.
And there's also the you can block it one way so it only dives, like an Eddie Van Halen guitar, for instance. It's decked, so you can't pull back on the trem. You can only drop it, which, hey, Eddie Van Halen's been doing that since before 1978. So who's to argue that that's not a great thing,
Yep.
So.
That's our Van Halen reference of the evening right there, guys.
But I didn't mean to go off on a tangent about Floyd's, but the Evertune, I've heard mixed things about them. I know some guys swear, like you mentioned Trivium before. I know Matt Heafy, all his guitars now have Evertunes. We've had Johnny, you there? We had Matt Blanchard? Matt sorry. He works for Evertune.
Okay.
And we had him on the show and he was talking about him. I apologize for not knowing his last name. I forgot. I'm an idiot. But you know, I heard if they're set up properly, they're awesome. You know, because for instance, right? My guitar, it's probably right. It's in tune, right? But if you're playing hard, which I like to sometimes, so that first bow, then it goes in, right? It's like bow. That doesn't happen with an Evertune bridge.
Right.
It's everything. Part of me feels like that kind of takes, and this is my opinion, right? And there's a lot of albums where you hear and the band's in there playing and you'll hear a chord get struck and you'll hear it slightly out with the first strum, but I feel like it adds energy to it.
Right.
And sometimes you don't want that. Sometimes you want everything to be perfectly in tune, but it takes that away. So you can't, no matter how hard you hit those strings, that thing, works off of tension and pressure and all that stuff. So it really doesn't happen. Edwin says, I heard you have to set them up to bend. Yeah. Well, you don't have to set them up to bend a string, but if they're set up correctly, yeah, you can bend notes and it knows that you're bending the note as opposed to, strumming it and having it go out of tune.
Yep.
So I know like Andy James, who's a phenomenal player. He uses Evertune bridges, swears by them. So yeah, I think it's all a matter of preference. And again, I like to be able to do that, even if it's just effing around. It feels right to me. I've always been playing guitars like that. And some people don't like setting up Floyd Rose type bridges. I get it, but I feel like once you have it set up. And you kind of, not that I'm an expert on setting guitars up because I'm not, but once you kind of get the feel for, how to set these things up with the, the springs in the back and the tension and, all that stuff, it's a balancing act basically. And once you get a guitar set up properly, unless you really do something to screw it up, it's going to be fine. When I change these strings, I change one string at a time, tune up, do the next one, tune it up, do the next one. So by the time I get to the end, there's no problems with the bridge being weird. I know some people they'll cut all the strings off on a Floyd Rose guitar and they'll like do that. And I'm like, oh my God, that's a nightmare. Like just one string at a time. You don't have to worry about any BS, but it takes a little more TLC. So anyway.
Yep.
Sorry to go off on a rant, but hey, we're talking guitars, right? So yeah, send it to Laz for a setup. There you go. Oh, crap.
That's awesome. Randy Price said, if you plan on down tuning and using heavier strings, you have to change the spring setup with heavier gauges or it won't work properly.
Yeah, like I said, it's all a balancing act between the back and the strings, the springs and the strings. Mm-hmm. And Brian, I know that you had that experience with your Black and Green Universe where, the necks on those early 90s and late 80s Ibanez guitars, they're so thin, they don't have the reinforcements in them and the extra stripe in all that's just basically one piece of maple with a truss rod in it. And I know that you tried putting super heavy gauge strings on that thing and tuning it down. And the neck was like a banana.
It sucked.
Yeah, the neck was a goddamn banana. And no matter how tight you tried to make that truss rod, it didn't matter. Those necks were not made for friggin', 65 gauge, whatever the hell gauge strings you put on it. They didn't
telephone cable.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that guitar can only be standard tuning. That's it. Yeah. Yep.
Well, Randy Price says, I mean about the spring setup on an Evertune. So I have no idea about setting up an Evertune. I've never tried one. Like I said, I would like to own one for recording purposes, but other than that, I'm going to stick with floating Floyd Rose-esque bridges for me.
Yep. Cool.
What are we doing?
We are going to start the top 10 jams of 2021. Boner jams. It's not actually songs. We're going to go over porn reviews. You ready? All right. Maybe not. Wrong channel, guys. Wrong night.
The wrong night. Say right channel, wrong night.
Very true.
After 11 p.m. I remember Skinamax? Skinamax would start at 11 p.m., right?
Hell yeah. Red Shoe Diaries.
Yes.
Hell yeah, son.
That's right. I remember that.
David Duchovny was my idol. There was, speaking that, I'm going to go off on a tangent real quick. Do you remember back in, I don't know, the early 90s, let's just say, like early to mid 90s, and the Skinamax movies, they would have all these weird B horror porn movies, right? So I would invite my friends over and we would be downstairs and we would watch them. And man, there was some terrible acting, but there was just one guy who was in like every movie. And he had like fat dude, pock marks in his face. He was like always a janitor, always a bad guy. Like he didn't look like a good dude ever, like in any movie. Oh, I don't know.
I'd have to go back into my
I'm gonna send you.
I have to go on my VHS collection in the attic and see. Remember those? You'd set the tape for the recording speed. Remember you had SP, LP, and EP for the recording speeds. SP was 2 hours. LP was 6 hours, and EP was 8 hours. So you could record 8 hours of whether it's Headbangers Ball or Skinamax or whatever the hell, or Spice TV or whatever, all that stuff, man. 8 hours, dude.
Yeah, hell yeah. I remember, back in the day, I would always have my dad. I'd be like, "Hey, Dad, the new Korn video is coming. I need you to go downstairs and tape it for me." And he's just like, he had no idea what he was doing. Like, I would make my parents always record shit. It was awesome, minus the Skinamax stuff.
Wait. Edwin Crane says, I beg to differ. He had an RG 550, a 1990 RG 550 with a wound G string. But listen, you're talking about that low string on a 7-string universe. What gauge was that string that you tried to put on that thing
initially?
Yeah, when you had the canoe, for a neck.
I think it was like a 59 or something like that, or 60. It was.
I thought it was, because normally I put a 56 on mine, and it's standard tune. It's fine.
Right. Yeah, I think it was a little heavier, and it was tuned to A. And Dave Nesdal set it up, and he sent it back, and like I could have camped underneath that during a storm. And he's like, "That's not how it was when I sent it to you." And I'm like, "No, I understand, but
no crap."
Right.
But because when it got sent down here and I set it up for you, I put 59 to 56 on there.
Right.
Tuned it standard, and it was beautiful. It was fun.
It feels great. I just think that's where it has to be. Like, you can't play with it. That's what it has to be.
Because the neck on mine is super thin as well, my 91 universe. And I don't know if I'd ever want to put heavier strings on it, but whatever. If you have one that, you can, that's fine. But anyway, whatever.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Let's get to top 10 songs of the year. So everyone in the chat, if you have some songs that you really enjoyed this year, share, let us know. And yeah. All right. You ready, Jay?
Yeah.
What do you have for number 10? I know you don't have one. So, but there's
title track off of Street Lethal from Crazy Licks. This title track, Street Lethal.
Street Lethal. Okay. I have number 10, Disruptor by Fear Factory. You listened to that song. What'd you think?
I think the new album is a disappointment. That's why it wasn't on my top 5. It might have been on my top 10 just out of default,
Mhm.
you know, because I'm a Fear Factory fan. But I don't know. I just feel like you know, we all know that Burton isn't in the band anymore. And I feel like when you listen to even though he was in the band, obviously when they recorded the vocals, but they're not very inspiring. Like I almost feel like he had already checked out when he recorded his vocals. It's just, you know.
Yeah.
Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah. What do you think of that song Disruptor? You remember
Is it the first song they released?
That was one of their singles.
I don't know. I just didn't feel like it was, you know, it's okay. New album's okay, but I think it's one of their worst albums.
Okay. That song's the shit though.
Okay.
I really like it. I think the best part of the song is like in the middle. There's a breakdown, and it's Dino at his finest. It's real heavy. It's cool. It's just different.
Oh,
and
dude, the riffing is phenomenal.
Yeah. So I'm a big fan of. I didn't love the album. It's okay. Like it's not like the best album, but I don't know. Disruptor,
Fear
really
Factory
good song.
still take it.
Yeah, it was good. So number 10 for me is Disruptor by Fear Factory. Number 9. I don't think you've ever listened to this band. We've never discussed it. There's a song called Tangaroa. It's by Alien Weaponry.
I listened to Alien Weaponry for about a minute a couple years ago, and that was it. That was as much as I could take.
Wow. Do you remember any of it, minus that you didn't like it?
I just remember that I didn't like it.
Okay. Anyone in the chat listen to Alien Weaponry? Are they familiar
And I was
with that?
bummed too. I was bummed out because I was like, hell yeah, you know, I'm obsessed with aliens and UFOs and all that stuff. So when I heard of a band called Alien Weaponry, I'm like, hell yeah. And then I was like, oh no.
I like weapons and I like I like aliens, so it must be good.
Must be good if it's got aliens in it.
This song is really cool. I like it. It came out a few months ago. Their new album came, I think, September, October, and it's cool. There's only 3 people in the band: singer, who plays guitar, bassist, and the drummer. And the riffs that he writes is pretty cool. They remind me a lot of Sepultura because they're from New Zealand and they're, you know, very tribal in regards to like New Zealand heritage, and they speak. I'm even not sure what language it is, but it's pretty cool. So they'll sing in English, but also throw some stuff in their native language. So Maori, I believe it is. It's really cool.
No idea.
But it definitely has like a Sepultura-esque feel, and I don't know. I like it. I think it's pretty cool. I don't love all their stuff, but that song, I'm a big fan. So check it out.
You go on to the next one. I have to pee.
All right, cool. So yeah, number 9 is Tangaroa by Alien Weaponry. So everyone in the chat, check it out. If you've heard it, let me know what you think. I like it. I like it a lot. All right, number 8, Pushing the Tides by Mastodon. So this song came out, I don't know, September, I think. Yeah, late August, early September. And I get a text from Mike Balls from Gizmochi, and he's like, new Mastodon's out. I'm like, hell yeah, pretty pumped for it. So I'm getting ready for work, and I'm like, all right. And I listened to all this stuff for the first time in the car because my speakers sound great. It's just pumping. I'm by myself. So put it in, and that song kicks ass. It's heavy. Vocals are great. And it was a great intro to Hushed and Grim for the album. So Pushing the Tides, Mastodon, heavy ass song. It's a banger. It's a banger. Like it. So if you have not listened to Pushing the Tides by Mastodon, I don't know what you're doing. Check it out. Check it out. Anyone in the chat, what's your thoughts?
In the chat.
What's your thoughts on Pushing the Tides? You like that song?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Very much so, actually.
Song's really good.
It's like when I was reading through the song titles for the new Mastodon record, I was like, man, maybe we should have come up with cooler song titles on the new Gizmachi record. You know? But again, we have, I don't know what the hell we're doing. We let the music speak. We let the music speak for whatever. Yeah, cool song titles on that album as well.
Definitely. So number 7 is Culture War by 12 Foot Ninja. Definitely the best song off the new album. I've listened to the album a little more. I first heard it, I was not happy.
Oh yeah, I have. There's a bunch of for those watching, the band and I. Well, sorry, the band and Brian. The band and I. What an idiot. The band and Brian have a group text thread on our phones, and we send most of the time, especially me, Brian, and Balls, Mike. We send voice messages to each other, voice text instead of typing. And I remember when the new what is it? What again? The new 12 Foot Ninja record came out. You and Mike, obviously, who are fans, and even Jimmy, like you guys were pretty pissed, with the entire record as opposed to, obviously, like you said, a couple good songs, but all in all, you guys are pretty bummed.
Yeah, they're so I've settled down.
Settle down.
I've settled down. I've listened to the album a few other times. I don't love it. It's the worst of their 3 that they have out, but there is some really good stuff on it. But there's just a few songs that are just bad, and there's the track number 3 is called Vengeance. I'll never listen to that song ever again. It sucks. It's a really bad song. It's actually, and I said this before, it's the worst song that I've heard probably in the last 5 to 10 years from a band I really like. Like, I like 12 Foot Ninja a lot. That song sucks. But there's some really good stuff on the album.
Wait. What on the track listing, like what's the number of the track that song is?
3.
3? That soon?
Yeah, it blows.
That's soon on a record. You can't have a stinker. You can't have a stinker track 3.
Yeah, I think the first 2 songs are really good. There were like songs that were released earlier. Yeah. Let me pull it back up. Let me make sure I'm right. And then that song, hey, I'm like, all right, this is the first one and it sucked. I was like, wow, this is terrible. So, Max is singing Neo.
Is it worse than the new Dream Theater? Jesus or Jesus Repesme says.
I don't like the new Dream Theater at all.
Yeah, I listened to it a couple times, and I don't know. I just Dream Theater's not on either one of our lists. And like I said, I'm a Dream Theater fan. Petrucci's new plugin on Neural DSP is phenomenal. I've been messing around with it the past few nights. It's great. But the new album, I just feel they need a producer to come in there and again, same thing what I'm talking about before. I think they're comfortable with what they're doing and a little too comfortable. They need somebody to get in there and stir up the shit a little bit.
So I want to clarify a little bit about Dream Theater. I've never been a Dream Theater fan. There are songs that I like. There's parts, Petrucci's amazing guitars. I'll never question their musicianship. They're really good.
World class musicians. Yep.
Yeah. And I don't think anyone can deny that. Nope. There's just parts of the stuff that they do I just don't like. It's just not for me.
Yeah, that's fine.
Like, I'll never crap on them as being like, oh, they're terrible. They're not. I just think this new album is boring to me. Like, you could put it on, have it in the background. Nothing really sticks out to me on it, except for that one song I was talking about. I don't remember what it was, but I listened to it a few times and I'm like, I'm good. I'll probably never listen to this again. So that's just me. That is just me. So anyway, yeah, Wayno, I saw this, the singer of 12 Foot Ninja is leaving. So that sucks. So I saw that about 2 weeks ago. And then also I saw a video of the drummer. His wife is dealing with cancer and they need like $50,000. So they have a GoFundMe page. So it's sad.
That's terrible.
It is terrible. So, hope everything goes well for her. But getting back to the songs, there's some really good songs and there's some really crappy songs off the new album. But Culture War is a 7th track off of the new album. It is good. It's heavy. It's definitely the heaviest song on the album. And then right in the middle goes in this weird Mexican salsa type of like mariachi breakdown. And then it kicks back in. And it's really hard. So it's cool. It's different. And that's what 12 Foot Ninja does. Like they're all over the place. And it's a really cool song. And that song, there's a couple others that really kept that album from being like the crappiest album of the year. So yeah, Culture War, 12 Foot Ninja. That's my next song. Huh. You wouldn't like it, Jay.
No, I have no interest in checking it out either.
So, all right, getting to next on the list, number 6 is Trivium. And there's 2 songs. I couldn't pick one, so I just put 2 because this is my list. I can do what I want.
That's right. You can do whatever. 1A, or what is it? 6A and 6B.
6A, 6B. Yep. So Feast of Fire and Crisis of Revelation off of In the Court of the Dragon. Those 2 songs are cool, heavy, especially Crisis of Revelation has that ascendancy feel. Really good stuff. Check it out if you want to hear some heavy thrashiness. Those 2 songs are right there. So yeah, that's my number 6.
Now we're getting to the nitty gritty, the top 5 boner jams, top 10 jams of the year.
Hell yeah! All right, number 5 from Chevelle. Song is called Ghost and Razor. Jay, I think you would actually, and I know Jay really well. There's most things I've known Jay for a long time. I don't even tell him anymore about music, so I know he didn't hear it. It's true. But this, I think if you listen to the album from front back, just check it out. I think you would actually enjoy it. There's parts of it.
I don't dislike Chevelle. I mean, when that first album came out, what was it called? The they had that one song
this type of thinking will do us in type of thing. I forgot.
What was the red something? The red something.
Well, the one of their singles is The Red.
Yeah, I mean that made me go buy the CD. You know.
Yeah, this type of thinking will do us in. I believe. I'm pretty sure, but
yeah, like it was good.
Yeah. So. And they've had some over the years, some albums better than others, but they've always had some good stuff on every album. This is a really good album from front to back. So back to the front. Anyway, it's good. Check it out. So Ghost and Razor, really cool songs, pretty heavy, and the vocals are awesome. Definitely check it out. But Chevelle's the vocals are always really good. So
wait. Yeah. Right. Right? Anybody? I could do that all goddamn day.
I don't know what that was.
That was
Oh, Metallica?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something like that. Sorry, you sing a Metallica song and I gotta play. I gotta do it.
Go ahead. All Day, All Night. The Alien Weaponry song is called Tango Roa. Check it out. And Jay, as I go next on my list, mute it. Put that song on real quick. Listen to the beginning. You'll be like, when you hear it, you'll like, yeah, that's definitely a song that I would like.
So, what, Alien Weaponry?
Yeah, Tango Roa. You'll find it. All right. Next on the list of Boner Jams, top jams of 2021 jams. The jams.
Wait, what song? Tangaroa?
Yeah. So mute that. All right. So number 4 is from the mighty Gojira. And I couldn't pick between these 2 songs. I like them both a lot. And they go into each other. The Chant and Sphinx. I love The Chant. I know some people might not like it. It's kind of slower. It's melodic. I don't care. The song's awesome. And it's catchy. It's in your head all day when you listen to it. I love it. And I think it's pretty cool that Gojira did a song like that. But then Sphinx comes in and kicks your ass. So definitely those 2 songs, The Chant, Sphinx, great songs. Yeah. All right, Jay still listen to Tangaroa. So when he comes back, we'll see what he thinks. All right. Next on the list. So that was number 4, Gojira, the Chant and Sphinx. Number 3 is from Mastodon, Savage Lands, and Peace and Tranquility. Those 2 songs are the shit. Hell yeah. New Mastodon, we talked about it, and this will be the last time I talk about it this year because this is the last show of the year. But though this album's amazing. Savage Lands is a banger. It's a ripper of a song. If you have not listened to it, check it out. It's really good. And then Peace and Tranquility has probably the coolest guitar riff in a verse. It's awesome. That's such a really good song. It's very melodic, very prog. Check it out. Peace and Tranquility. Good stuff. Jay's hair is on point tonight, by the way. All right, he's coming back.
I wasn't as bad as I thought.
Really?
Yeah. I liked that the drums were real.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever hi-hats the drummer uses are amazing hi-hats. Yeah, it wasn't too bad. I wasn't expecting the vocals like that either. Is that normal?
Yeah.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
What the hell was I hearing then when I checked them out a couple of years ago?
I don't know. Maybe I don't know what you listen to, but I know I like them. I think they're pretty cool. That song I think is real cool. But you could tell from the very beginning with that guitar riff, like that's right up my alley.
Yeah, I could tell. Yeah, I believe it was tuned to A as well, right?
I think they're C sharp.
Is it C sharp?
Mm-hmm. It's low, but it's not B because I tried to play it and then I was too low and I was using my 7 string. So I think it's C sharp. So, all right. So you missed it. Did you hear what my number 4 jam of 2021? Jay.
Whoa! What? Sorry.
That's all right. I didn't know
what button to hit first, the unmute or the pause.
It's all good. All right.
I actually think it's I think they're tuned to B. But go ahead.
You think so?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. So number 4 I had is Gojira, the Chant and Sphinx. I don't think you liked the Chant. I think that was your least favorite song on the album.
Yeah, I think so.
And then number 3, I have Mastodon, Savage Lands, and Peace and Tranquility. Peace and Tranquility is the 9th song on the album. That has the coolest verse guitar riff, like on the album. It's really cool. It's different. And then yeah, so that's number 3. Hell yeah. Let me check the comments here. And everyone's talking about Metallica.
That's right.
All right. So number 2, Getting Down. If anyone knows me, if you can't tell what was coming up, I don't know what to tell you. Number 2, the Chapeltown Rag by the almighty Slipknot. That song is cool, heavy, old school Slipknot type of feel. It's a barn burner. It's heavy throughout. The end of the song, which you didn't listen to, is pretty cool. It's going to open up some pits. It's pretty heavy. And yeah, I love it. New Slipknot. I can't wait. Can't wait for new Slipknot.
When's it coming out?
Corey Taylor just was interviewed. He's saying he has a couple songs he has to finish. So it'll start being mixed next month. So it'll probably be out like March, April. Can't wait, cool. Son. I cannot wait. So, yeah. All right. So that's number 2. Number 1. You guys know what number 1 is? Jay, do you have an idea what number 1 is going to be?
Yes. I think it's going to be Omega Collide from Gizmochi.
Wrong. It's not. It's not that song, but it is from Gizmochi. So Look What I've Become.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Look What I've Become. It's one of the coolest for me to be, in the car, and then you hear an introduction of your song coming on Liquid Metal, and it was played all the time. It was on the Devil's Dozen and peaked at what was number 7, right?
Mhm.
Got up to number 7. That is so cool. I was really happy to hear that, and I don't know, I would get so pumped. Like every time I come on, I'd take a picture and send it to you guys. And yo, the song is on, and it was on all the time. It was like every 4 or 5 hours, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then being on the Devil's Dozen for about a month, and I don't know, it's not every day that you have a song being played and promoted, and that song's a shit. It's a good song. So I have that song. Also, I'm gonna pick one that I play on. Trick My Soul. That song is awesome. I love that song. But also to be able to put a song on and I'm with my kids and
That's
I'm
me.
like,
That's me.
and I'm like, that's me. That is like, I'll never be on an album, and I'll write stuff. I write stuff all the time, but to be on a song with you and Jimmy and to be involved in it is, I don't know. That's probably like the coolest part of my year, and just to be a part of that is awesome. And like I get all emotional about it, but it's like it's one of my dreams to be a part of something like that, and to be on it and listen to the part and
know that that's you.
No, that's me. That's cool. That is really cool. And last year I had Broken Ends, which I'm also on, but that was last year. So this year,
that was last year, but this year,
I Trick My Soul. So Look What I Become, because it was on Liquid Metal and it was played all over the radio and did so well. And I'm just really proud of you guys and for what you did. So that's why Gizmachi's number 1 for me.
Well, thank you, man. And it's nice to hear you say what you just said.
You're welcome.
And it's still strange to me that considering that song, I guess to our standards did really well. And then when it was time for the next single, it was like, who are you guys? You want your song played on what? Who are you again? It was very strange, man. Very strange experience.
It's weird. I don't know if we should talk about it here or now.
I don't really care. I mean, what do we have to lose? They're not playing our shit anyway.
It's odd to me that how well received that song was, right? Being on the Devil's Dozen, it was on terrestrial radio, right? And we would get every week, right? We would get emails and we would see that Look What I Become was kicking everyone's ass. Like it was above like a lot of big bands that were coming out with some stuff at that time. So like Cannibal Corpse, like at one point, Look What I Become was higher than Cannibal Corpse on like some of the terrestrial radio stuff. And I was like, holy shit. Mm-hmm. And it was really cool. So I thought we had a lot of traction going into the next single, and then silence. It was nothing. And it's not that, and we didn't even get negative feedback. There was just nothing.
Yeah. It's not like people were like, I'm not really digging the song. It was literally no response at all.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
It was really weird. So, and it's a great song. I really don't know. I'm kind of curious. Maybe we went with the wrong song for the next single. Who knows?
It's possible.
Maybe, who knows? Maybe Broken Ends would have been better at that point. I don't know. But I think Look What I Become came out at the right time and did great. And that's awesome. So, yeah. I don't think anything else to say about that.
now I'm getting pissed again. Yeah, it's weird because maybe we shouldn't get too far into this. I might drop some names that I shouldn't. But it was really, really strange. Yeah, and again, the dudes from Liquid Metal, like, one of them, like he and I were messaging a little bit on Instagram, and then it was just like, who are you? You want what? What song?
Yeah.
Oh, you guys have an album, really?
Well, I thought it was pretty cool. So if you guys don't know, like I was helping out the band to a degree on some aspects, but to be involved with some of the marketing and the promotion, and then I'm getting emails with Jose Mangan talking about stuff. It was pretty cool to like, oh yeah, we'll put this on. We'll start next week. It was awesome. It was really fun to be a part of. And then we're pushing this album, and Jose was gone.
Yeah. Yep.
So
it is weird because I remember because he was doing like an Instagram live when Look What I Become was rolling, and he's like, hey Gizmachi, what's up? That new song with Bjorn, man, you guys are really killing it, blah blah blah. And this was like on one of his live feeds on Instagram. You know, he was on.
yeah,
I was like, yes, hell yeah. And then within weeks, just like, I never heard of that band before. What are they sending me?
it's true.
I wonder, and again, this is a topic for off the air, but I wonder if we were blacklisted out of the blue.
I don't know.
It's possible, isn't it?
It's possible, but again, there was just nothing. Like there wasn't like, screw Gizmachi, we hate them.
Nothing. And again, you know, we talked about it internally, like if somebody would have said, especially Liquid Metal, like that was our main goal as far as getting any kind of airplay, was like, hey, if it gets on Liquid Metal, everything else is what's the word? Everything else is garnish. I don't know what's the term. How does it go? Anyway, if we were on Liquid Metal, everything was going to be cool. And again, if they would have responded and said, not digging the single, but I could have swore that I thought, never mind. I don't know. Maybe I'm just making stuff up in my head, which who knows? But I mean, I just felt like for anybody wondering, the next single was supposed to be what the hell's the name of the song? Turn to Dust. And in my opinion, has one of the strongest choruses on the record. And that's part of the reason. And also I felt like it's kind of different. You know, it's got the melodic kind of verses, you know, clean guitar in the verses, and it gets heavy as hell for the chorus, the pre-chorus and stuff. If anybody's wondering, after the show's over, go check out the song Turn to Dust. And I mean, let us know what you think. You know, let me know if you think that's a stupid ass song. But then again, a single is hard for a band like ours. Like, you know, most of the songs are friggin' 6, 7, 8 minutes long. Yeah, the rest of it's icing on the cake. Thank you, Nelson. Garnished. I don't know. That's a new one. People are gonna start using that. You watch, man. The rest is just garnish. But yeah, when it gets to the chorus in that song, I just felt like it was one of those. To me, when I remember when Mike came up with that chorus, and he and I kind of worked it out, you know, and did all the harmony stuff and layers. I was like, this chorus, it's there. It's got it. Whatever it is, it's got it.
Mm-hmm.
So, and again, it's not one of the longer songs. I think the song is 540 something long. So it was, you know, I'm not a type of guy that likes to take a song and cut it to get it on the radio. Maybe that was it. Maybe they saw the time of it and said, who do they think they are? Metallica? We're not playing this shit. It's almost 6 minutes long.
Yeah. You know? Maybe. Because Look What I Become was what, like 340, 350? Yeah. Or like right around 4 minutes, basically. And I think in essence, unless you're a huge band, maybe the 4 minute mark is probably where you need to be. Who knows?
Could be.
But also we had a radio guy, and they would have told us that.
Yeah, they would have said, "Hey," they responded and said the song's too long. We got to get an edit. And I'm like, "All right, I'll get up in Pro Tools and I'll give you an edit. I'll figure out what we're going to cut out." I remember I was kind of going over it.
You didn't want to cut anything.
No, I didn't want to cut the beginning because the beginning goes, "Oh yeah, give it to me." And I didn't want to cut it. I'm like, why? You know what? That's one of the things that I felt, you know, especially in the heavy metal world, right? Everybody knows this. You got to be serious when you play heavy metal. It's like, I feel like, shit, man, you start a song with, oh yeah, give it to me. It's like, hell yeah, man. You know?
Yeah. Well, it was funny with Look What I've Become, and they would have this like big intro for it, and then you would have the very beginning of that. And I always found that pretty funny. Like they would build it up and you would hear that as the first thing.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
Oh, fuck yeah. Like that's pretty amusing.
Yeah.
No.
But
anyway, the I guess another side note since we're talking about this. So with the radio guy,
curtain, folks, the curtain is getting almost like what's his name from Wizard of Oz, you know.
Yeah. So with like I pushed personally this 5th song on the album, Sky, to Octane, because it's you know, I think that song is catchy, and I think that's like for a radio song, I think that would probably be one of the best songs on the album. But it's not like super heavy, so I didn't think it would be.
Maybe we should have pushed that one to Liquid Metal. Who knows?
But I was like, you know what, maybe this might be better for Octane. So when we were promoting it, initially it was Sky to Octane and then Turn to Dust to Liquid Metal, and we would keep getting feedback from, well, not feedback, but our radio guy was like, yeah, I've been emailing Vinny at Octane and he hasn't getting back to me. Like, okay. But
okay,
because I thought, you know, I'm like, all right, we have some traction with Look What I've Become.
Oh, dude, if we would have been on Octane, I mean,
you wouldn't be here right now. You'd be on tour with Spirit Box and a few other of those bands, you know, and yeah, it'd be crazy. So, but anyway,
well, whatever. I'm still proud of it. You know, when I listen to it, I you know, again, like I mentioned before, you know, if anybody out there has put their heart and soul into something, whether it's, you know, being creative with music or art or anything, a business, you know, when no matter what it what it becomes to the outside world, if you're proud of something that you've done, then that's, you know, that's a great feeling.
Definitely. And you guys should be proud. Like it did great, and it's such a good album. So
yeah, it's not like all of a sudden, you know, we put this out and I expected to all of a sudden be, you know, on Guitar Magazine covers and all that crap. It's just one of those things where I knew, you know, we were putting out something that we knew at least was great to ourselves and that we were proud of. And if everybody picks up on it, great. You know, it's just something and again, you mentioned it earlier, how long it took us to get this thing out. So there it is.
So 2021, 10 years later after, what was it? Was it 2012, right? It was supposed to be album of the year.
Yeah, 2012. And I was joking. I did an interview months ago and they're like, so going through the Kickstarter, it says 2012's album of the year. I said, see, it was a typo. I was dyslexic when I typed that in. It was supposed to be 2021. And, you know, I thought it was pretty funny, but yeah, the album is, well, initially, if everything would have gone to plan, the album would have been out in either 07 or 08 if we didn't have any issues back in the day, you know?
Yeah.
So, but again, that's a long time ago now. And the album is better because it didn't come out then. That's what I tell people as well. It was supposed to be out 9 years ago. Well, if it was out 9 years ago, it wouldn't be as good as it is now. So,
sure.
Yep. Johnny is here, so if we need him to pop in to, you know, you have anything else you want to go over, discuss, bitch about, complain about?
Robot Master Switch is just arrived, and real quick, we'll tell him your top 5 albums of the year. Just go give him a quick rundown, if I may, because you can always go back and watch the show.
So my top 5. Number 5, Omega Collide by Gizmochi. Number 4, Fortitude by Gojira. Number 3, Street Lethal by Crazy Licks. Number 2, Hushed and Grim by Mastodon. And number 1, my number 1 album of 2021 is a re-release. It's the Black Album by Metallica. Brian?
Cheating. So number 5 I had was Neuratius by Chevelle. Number 4 is In the Court of the Dragon by Trivium. 3, Fortitude by Gojira. And number 2 is Hushed and Grim by the mighty Mastodon. Number 1 is Omega Collide from Gizmochi. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
That is the top albums of the year. Guys in the chat, keep hitting us up with some of the songs of the year that you enjoyed and the albums. And I guess lastly, what are you looking forward to in 2022?
Getting a vasectomy. What am I looking forward to in 2021, 22? I know there's a band that I like that's coming out with there's another hard rock Swedish band that I like that's coming out with a new album. Heat, Heat. Who else? There's somebody else that's coming out with a new album. I was thinking about it earlier, and now I can't remember who the hell it is. You'll have to tune in next month.
Okay. So, well, for me, obviously Slipknot.
There you go.
Probably right now, a year from now, when we have our countdown of 2022,
that'll be on there. That's going to be number 1.
It's already number.
It's already not even out yet.
Unless it's like the biggest load of crap we've ever heard, it's probably be number 1. And from the Chapeltown Rag and what Corey Taylor's discussed about it, and Jim Root and some other people in the band, and how pretty heavy this album's going to be. I'm really excited for it. So hell yeah. That I think in February, Korn drops a new album. I'm curious. Yeah. I'm always down to hear some new Korn. Hopefully it's really good. You know.
Oh yeah, the False Flag album that comes out. How about that?
Damn right. False Flag. When is that coming out, bud?
Yeah, we got to get that.
If you're here, like hop in real fast. We'll ask you real quick.
We got to go, man. It's 11:07.
Where you have to go?
I have to go.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Look at me. I have to go. You look at me. I just got to go.
Now, yeah, False Flag. Let us know when you're looking to release the album.
How about this, False Flag? Put it in the chat when the album's coming out, and if you have any. Can we just look up? Because I know if you post a link, it's not going to go through. But if we can look on like any social media for any of the music or how to follow False Flag, any of that stuff. Oh, look at that.
Hell yeah. Jesus Repays Me. Favorite Slipknot album so far. It is Volume 3, Subliminal Verses. That's my favorite Slipknot album.
Mine too.
Yeah. But Iowa is one of my favorite metal albums of all time. But Volume 3, I think, is the most well-rounded album of theirs. So
yeah.
Cool, False Flag. Pumped to hear it.
Yeah.
If you want, you can send Jay and I some like maybe a song so we can hear it and talk about it.
He sent me something a few months ago, but yeah, I like to hear albums. I mean, obviously if something's a single, something's a single. But I like whatchamacallit? I like listening to albums front to back, you know?
Front to back.
Like you wipe. Randy Price wants to know what 7-string you are putting the Lundgren pickups in. You never sent them the pics, you ass.
Yeah, I know. I'm slipping in my old age. Sorry, Randy Price. I actually brought the guitars in yesterday. I brought in my Jim Root Telly. I'm gonna have that tuned to C, drop C. So I'm getting a setup on that. And while I'm doing that, I brought my, I have a 7-string Ibanez. I'll send you a picture of it. I forgot to send it to you. But I'm putting the Lundgrens, the Dolph Lundgrens in those, just because the pickups in there are terrible right now. It's the low end sounds like Dookie, and I'm really disappointed.
Which ones were they? Are they the PAF 7s or were they the
were they, or were they the Fishmans?
No.
No, then it's PFA 7s.
No, it was either, was it the PAF 7s or was it the oh crap.
I don't know. It sucks. It's stock. It's garbage. It's the B and the E string just sounds crappy. The high end sounds fine, and the mid sound pretty good, but the low ends for a 7-string, like, come on.
Yeah.
So so I'm pumped to put the Dolph Lundgrens in those and get it back, and I'll be playing like Meshuggah.
Yeah. What if the new Meshuggah album's coming out next year?
I think they are. I just don't know when.
Hope it's better than the last one. Anthrax, I think, is coming out with a new album this year.
I think actually it's 2023 now.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Megadeth's coming out a new album.
That's right. Megadeth's coming out with a new album. I think Josh Wilbur. Maybe. I don't know.
I don't know. Hopefully, Lamb of God is going to be working on some stuff. See, I don't know. We will see, but hopefully, 2022 will be a great year, just like this year, in regards to music. So that's it. That's it. Yep. Anything else you have for the chat?
No. Hopefully, I'll have a new guitar day on Friday for Friday night. So wait, Johnny, are we doing the normal show or are we just doing the late show on Friday? I don't know if I want to come on at 8 till 10 and then come back on at 11:30.
Yeah, Friday. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Friday we're just doing 8:30, 11:30 Eastern.
Okay.
Yeah, we're just doing 11:30 to 3:30 Eastern. So we'll do New Year's for you want
to start at 11?
Yeah, sure. 11. That's cool.
Yeah, let's start at 11.
Okay. And really quickly, False Flag is he's actually sitting here right next to me.
Oh.
Here, False Flag. There you go.
The ventriloquist, Johnny. Hey guys.
What's up, man? How are you?
I can't hear them.
No.
There's a delay.
They can hear you.
Oh, anyway, look. Oh, cool. Guys, the album's out in February through an Australian label, and if Jay wants to give me his details, I can send him a copy. Yeah, I'll send you a CD.
Ooh, nice.
I don't have a CD player.
He doesn't have a CD player.
All right. You don't have a CD player?
I actually don't
either. Me neither, but I can send you the vinyl if you're not. I'm not making vinyl, but yeah. I'll organize something, and yeah.
Awesome.
Cool.
Awesome.
Anyway,
well, I can't wait to hear
Happy
it.
New Year, and I'm going to be celebrating New Year before you guys, so
yeah, that's right.
I'll be able to catch your show in 2 days.
Awesome,
man.
Cool.
Awesome.
Anyway, and anyway, Johnny, your ventriloquism is improving a lot.
Thank you, man. Yeah, it's weird.
All right.
Thanks, anyway, guys.
Thanks, man. I'm looking forward to hearing the new album.
All right.
Looking forward
See
to
you,
it.
man.
Ciao.
Happy New Year, False Flag.
See you, Johnny.
Bye-bye. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Happy New Year. Awesome. Yeah.
Cool.
Maybe he should send me a CD or Johnny a CD. That way we can actually show, like the physical.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, just so it's actually like a tangible thing. Like, hey, check it out. You know.
Mm-hmm.
You really need a pair. You really need glasses to read. Look at this.
Oh,
Look at that. Like it won't even focus on it because it's the writing is so small. Remember when I mentioned that, Brian, and balls? Well, then again, it's got that filter, so it's probably blurring it out on purpose.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that does that.
But I remember
you guys fighting all the time?
Yeah, and I remember like, dude, like look at this. You can't hold on a second. Let me show you a page. Like wait, which one is it? Like the words are so small. Look at that.
Jay had to bust out his readers for those.
I do. Where are they? Are they here? I got my bootleg dollar readers. But I was like, balls like, what? I remember getting pissed too. I was like, you know what? F it. No one's going to be looking at the goddamn thing anyway. So anyway, there we go. Now I can't see. My eyes are failing me in my old age.
It happens.
20/20 vision until I was what, 43 years old, 42 years old.
Yep.
And now I can't see shit.
All right. Everyone, we will see you on Friday.
You gonna join us for the New Year's Eve jam?
Me?
No, the other guy sitting here.
Johnny?
No, the other guy sitting here.
I might be here.
The guy behind you. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll make an appearance. It'll be good.
Okay. Thanks for the
Awesome.
John, you take it. This is your channel. You do it. Go ahead.
It'll be a lot of fun. Thank you, channel members. Thank you so much for supporting the channel, supporting these shows. And again, join us this Friday for the I don't know how many we've done. We've done several, at least. This might be like the 5th year or something, actually.
5th anal.
I don't know. They're all on the channel here, but yeah, New Year's show. I think we called it Johnny Beane's Rockin' New Year's or something. 11 Eastern this Friday, so it's 8 o'clock Pacific. Specific. Yeah, so like about like right now, actually, in 2 days. What is that? 48 hours?
Yeah.
Yeah, so in exactly 48 hours, join us for Rockin' in 2022. And as always, if you want to keep the party going, I'll be live on Twitch doing some Grand Theft Auto in about 30 minutes with Symmetry. Are you going to be there, man? We've got a crew that we're working up. Some Symmetry and Robot Master Switch. We've got a guy from I think he's from Sweden as well in there. And
oh hell yeah! Does he like soil work?
I don't know. We'll ask him. I'll ask him. I'll ask him. Cool dude. We've got a lot of cool dudes in there.
So Johnny, real quick, if you're playing the Grand Theft Auto and you're organizing, like it's Grand Theft, are you guys like just organizing like
crime? We're criminals.
Criminals, and then you work on your healing in cars, right? With Women of the Night.
Off stream. Symmetry, there you are, man. There you are.
In the alleyway.
Oh, the game is Robot Master Switch sent me an article today saying that Grand Theft Auto is the #1 watched game on Twitch, and the game is over 8 years old.
Really, even over Fortnite?
Your excuse?
Yeah, I guess. Just under Amaranth.
Just you got to get an inflatable pool and put baby oil in it and play games and from there. That's what you got to do.
Yeah, I know. I know. Yeah. Symmetry, get ready. We got to do that.
You'll have people tuning in, man. You get a nice inflatable pool in your living room there.
Take pics.
Yep.
Yeah. It'll inflate literally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
No,
yeah.
we have a great time. We actually have an amazing time over there. We're trying to tell everybody how much fun it is. It's just tune in. Tune in, check it out. It's a lot. See, symmetry. There you are, man. He's saying, look at that. A lot of fun with a crew of friends. That's what it is. And I know it's a bit late for a lot of our East Coast friends, you know, going live at 1 a.m. or whatever it is. So we are looking to do something earlier, nightly over on Twitch, and we're looking to do possibly a Wednesday here on YouTube.
A Wednesday,
like the days that you guys aren't here, we would take that slot. You know, those 3 other weeks or whatever, and do.
Yeah, but then people be pissed on our Wednesday, like, well, I thought you guys were gaming. What's this shit?
Yeah, they might be. I don't know. We're trying to figure that out. We're trying to figure it out because it is a lot of fun, and we only have 2 people watching us when we do this stuff, and just check it out. My haters, they're like, get him, get Johnny,
master haters.
Sure.
All right, we ready to rock and roll? Get out of here.
All right, see everyone on Friday, and if you don't tune in, Happy New Year! Thank you for all the support, and we'll see you next year.
Next, what would it be?
It's the last Wednesday in January.
Let's see. Last Wednesday in January is
the 26th.
There you go, January 26th.
Oh, Edward Van Halen birthday.
Oh, wow.
Edward Van Halen birthday tribute on the next metal show. I'll be there for that.
That's the January 26th, 1986. Isn't that the day the Bears won the Super Bowl? 46-10.
Yep, over the Pats. Yep.
Awesome.
That's not happening this year, though.
Oh, God, no. All right, let's roll.
All right. Thank you, everyone.